Hey folks, welcome to your weekly video. So this week, this is our last week of new work. I'm asking you to make a proposal for this week. We're going to get into proposal writing, which is a type of claim, which is a type of argumentation, right? This is a really important and I think final type of argument structure to end on, right? Where you present sort of a problem and a solution. And I want to be very local with this. So we're going to look at a problem, right? Identify a problem in your community and give a solution, right? It's that simple. There's going to be two parts. There's going to be a textual and a visual part. So you're going to make a textual proposal and a visual proposal. So let me start with, and you can start with either or, but I'm a visual thinker, so let me show you how I would approach this. And we're going to use some new tech. We're going to use DALL-E to help us do this. So first thing, right? You can read through the assignment. I want you to define a problem in your community. And folks, when I say problem in your community, I don't mean like, oh, the house next door, their lawn is, they need to mow their lawn. That's not a significant social problem. So when I say problem, I mean, political, social, environmental, economic. Gentrification is taking over Columbia City. That's a problem, right? So in my proposal, right, I start with that problem. And, to counter that, I think we need to bring, more mom and pop shops, more nonprofits, more arts, right, into Columbia City, not, more fourth wave coffee shops or Lululemon, right? Like yoga clothes. We need to bring, smaller, more sustainable shops. Right, problem, solution. So we're going to use DALL-E, and I'll pull that up in a second. But I want you to start with take a photograph of something in your community where you can identify a problem, right? We just defined problem. And let me show you the one I chose. So this is of the building next door to me. There's this empty space within the apartment complex, and it's zoned for retailing. They're probably going to put like a high-end fashion, clothing store in there. I think we need a nonprofit. I think we need an arts organization. I think we need a children's theater. I think we need like a union sort of trade center. I think we need sort of a library for tools, right? Not like another clothing store that we don't need, not another coffee shop, not another, think about all the places that all the things that gentrification creates. So yeah, like I think we need like a children's theater, okay? So I'm gonna use DALL-E to help me imagine, so this is the visual part of my proposal. I'm gonna use DALL-E to help me visualize my solution, right? I think we should put a nonprofit's children's theater into this space. And so I use DALL-E, and I'll walk you through this in a second. And it helps me do this, right? I've transformed that space. Real simple. So that's the before and after. So going through DALL-E, you'll see that it just walks you through, right? What is DALL-E if you're not sure? And then it shows you how to go through this process of, take a photo of something in your community that you have ideas about for change. And folks, don't, take any dangerous pictures of you in traffic, right? If it's like a dangerous intersection or anything that involves, you taking a photo and there's cars, just use Google Earth or Google Photos. Don't take any photos that you have to like stand somewhere, right? Unless you're really safe and it's simple, take a photograph. If not, use, Google Earth and just screenshot it or whatever. So step one, take a photograph. Then you go to upload to DALL-E, you crop the image, and I'll do this in a second. And you can edit the image where you want to suggest a solution to the space, right? And you sort of white it out, and then you tell it what to enter in the text prompt, right? So let me walk through this. Let me walk you through this, right? And then I would enter in my text prompt like, add a children's theater or add a tools library, right? Something that I think my community needs. So when I'm on, right, Dolly should look like this. This is a, free sign up, right? So I'm on the Dolly main page. I go to upload a photo. So it should pull up uploading a photo. And I got that photo I saved. I upload that, crop it. And then I want to go to edit image. Right? And I you're erasing sort of like where you see the problem, right? So like, oh, this thing has been sitting empty for almost a year, right? They're trying to put retail in there. Let's do something else, right? Let's do children's theater library space, right? Something, nonprofit, something that I want to bring the arts back, right? The arts have been decimated in this town by COVID. We need to bring more arts, more of a focus on children, right? And then I'll hit generate, and it should add, right, what I've suggested into that space. So give it like 20 seconds, and it'll just start generating your solution, right? And those will pull up, and you'll have several options, and then you can play with those options, right? So these are great, right? I love these. Oh, that looks more like a restaurant. I don't know. Okay, that looks more like a theater, right? Or a children's theater, or a puppet theater, or a dance theater, right? Admissions are sliding scale, right? So I've added something to this space. That's my visual proposal, okay? And that's what I'm asking you to do with the visual part, right? And just in the discussion, show us the before photo and then the after photo, right? This is the after. Then in the second part is, right, I want you to describe this in writing as well, right? 1 to 2 paragraphs, right? Define the problem. Well, gentrification, COVID has decimated the arts, and small mom and pop stores in Seattle. My solution is to, in these mixed use buildings, right, rather than just bring in retail stores, let's bring in, arts, nonprofit, tool libraries, more libraries, stuff like that. The feasibility, right, now the project description, is it doable? Yes, right? I look up rents in Columbia City. It's going to cost, $5,000 to rent that space out. There's lots of arts agencies that can help fund that, right? And within the description for this project, you can see some of the audiences I could write for, right? We have the Urban Design Forum, right? This is a real agency in Seattle that funds arts projects, right? So my audience is real. I'm writing to the Urban Design Forum or the Seattle Design Festival. I want, $5,000 a month to rent, right, this space. Maybe I could propose it for a year. Short description, any potential obstacles or objections, right? This is the counter argument. This is, well, who might disagree with bringing a children's theater or a library or a tools library, right? Why would someone disagree? Maybe people want more grocery store options, or they want to put in a post office, right? I know there used to be a post office in this neighborhood, and that's gone, right? So I'm giving real counter arguments. People might want other things, and that's fair, right? I'm not going to hide that or sweep that under the rug. So that's my textual description, and then you saw my visual description. Also, use one source. So I've got and the source should help you define the problem or your solution. I've got a source by the Seattle Times that talks about how the arts have been decimated in this town because of COVID and gentrification. So I've got this great source from our local, right, fact-check newspaper, the Seattle Times. I could cite this to help establish the problem, right? And then I've got my solution. Well, I think we should bring in more nonprofits, more arts agencies like this children's theater that I'm proposing. Okay, so folks, that's really it. I want the visual proposal, right, before and after, and then the textual 1 to 2 paragraphs description of your proposal. And I hope this is just a fun assignment. It's meant to be fun and light, so let's keep it so. And in the discussion, right, just comment on one of your colleagues' visual and textual proposal. And then lastly, next week is just getting any late work in, right? That's all next week is. If you have any late work or missing work or overdue work, just get it in, get it in, get it in. Okay, folks, thank you. And again, I'm always available. Just email me. I'm always ready in office hours. Just let me know. Okay.